الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها النبي إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لعدتهن وأحصوا العدة واتقوا الله ربكم لا تخرجوهن من بيوتهن ولا يخرجن إلا أن يأتين بفاحشة مبينة وتلك حدود الله ومن يتعد حدود الله فقد ظلم نفسه لا تدري لعل الله يحدث بعد ذلك أمرا فإذا بلغن أجلهن فأمسكوهن بمعروف أو فارقوهن بمعروف وأشهدوا ذوي عدل منكم وأقيموا الشهادة لله ذلكم يوعظ به من كان يؤمن بالله واليوم الآخر ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا واللائي يئسن من المحيض من نسائكم إن ارتبتم فعدتهن 3 أشهر واللائي لم يحضن وأولاة الأحمال أجلهن أن يضعن حملهن ومن يتق الله يجعل له من أمره يسرا ذلك أمر الله أنزله إليكم ومن يتق الله يكفر عنه سيئاته ويعظم له أجرا أسكنوهن من حيث سكنتم من وجدكم ولا تضاروهن لتضيقوا عليهن وإن كن أولات حمل فأنفقوا عليهن حتى يضعن حملهن فإن أرضعن لكم فآتوهن أجورهن وأتمروا بينكم بمعروف وإن تعاسرتم فسترضع له أخرى لينفق ذو سعة من سعته ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا وكأين من قرية عتت سألت عن أمر ربها ورسله فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا فحاسبناها حسابا شديدا وعذبناها عذابا نكرا فذاقت وبال أمرها وكان عاقبة أمرها خسرا أعد الله لهم عذابا شديدا فاتقوا الله يا أولي الألباب الذين آمنوا قد أنزل الله إليكم ذكرا رسولا يتلو عليكم آيات الله مبينات ليخرج الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات من الظلمات إلى النور ومن يؤمن بالله ويعمل صالحا يدخله جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا قد أحسن الله له رزقا الله الذي خلق 7 سماوات ومن الأرض مثلهن يتنزل الأمر بينهن لتعلموا أن الله على كل شيء قدير وأن الله قد أحاط بكل شيء علما.
As the gender war rages on, in order to keep the peace, we must discuss the exact facts. Welcome to Exactly. I'm your host, Saad Imam. Remove your shoes, enter upon your right foot, upon the right state of mind. Bi'idhnillah. Topic: only accept her in your frame. Only accept her in your frame. Now, this is necessary for marital harmony. It is very necessary for marital harmony that you accept her only in your frame. Now, you can't obviously, as a man, accept or have be expected to accept her, or for her to expect you to accept, for her to accept you in her frame. I cannot get it out for some reason. You should not be expected to fall within her frame. Put it like that. That's a better term. Because you as a man are the leader. Okay? You as a man are the leader, and there is nothing else below that will be expected of you. One Kafir lady once said, Kafira, she said, well, the husband has to submit to the wife too. You know, and this is a problem, because I'm saying Kafira said this, but there are many Muslim sisters that you'll come across that have this same ideal that the husband has to submit as well, where the husband has to submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as Muhammad said that everyone has an amanat, everyone has a trust, and Allah will ask you about the trust. He said the woman over the children, the man over the household, over the family, excuse me, and he said the Amir over the Ummah. Everyone has an amanat, everyone has a trust, and they'll be asked about that trust. So this is not something that should be squandered. The man is indeed the leader, and he cannot shirk leadership. He cannot pass off leadership to someone else, namely his wife. Okay, he cannot do that. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Abdul Wali. So yes, this is important to know. Now let's get into it. His happiness matters more than hers. I explained this to a lady not long ago. I said, your husband's happiness matters more than yours. And she was kafira too, white woman. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, his happiness matters more than yours because of the duty that he has upon his shoulders. Shouldn't he be happy while performing that duty? Would it make it better for him to perform that duty if he were satisfied physically, mentally, dietary? Wouldn't that make his job better and flow better? Therefore, if he's happy, he can make you happy. But when a man is not happy, we can't make our wives happy. If we're not happy, we can't make our wives happy. So if a wife wants to be happy, she should be content. She should be content pleasing her husband, making her husband happy. Muhammad said, if a woman at the time in which she dies, if her husband is pleased with her, and some say even at the time of his death, if he's pleased with her, she can enter Jannah through any door that she chooses. But it's mainly talking about her death at this particular juncture. But she can enter Jannah through any door that she chooses if at the time of her death her husband is pleased with her. So would it be imperative that she please her husband, even if it's Jannah? Is Jannah or Jahannam? This is an issue of Jannah or Jahannam. So therefore, she should be focused on pleasing her husband, which means falling into his frame. Now, one of the things I'll mention before I forget about it, because it's not in my notes, Andrew Tate, Abu Andrew, he said that if he shows you all of his cars and he says, I like the Bugatti is my favorite. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Jawad. Brother Abu Andrew said, if I said the Bugatti is my favorite, the blue one, and I say, which of my 30 cars you like? She says, well, I like the red one. She said, she just messed up on something that is so fundamental with men. A man likes a woman that likes what he likes. Women want a man that like what they like. Oh, we're going to go to the museum and make candles and all. Look, man, ain't no man trying to make no candle, first of all. We ain't trying to make no candle. We make a candle, we're doing it for you. Okay? We're doing that for you, but that's a temporal pleasure. That's temporal satisfaction. We're making candles for you. We go to the art thing for you. We go to the museum for you. We go shopping for you. Okay? Those are just temporal things that we do to try to make you happy at times. Okay? To make you happy at times. But we don't, if we had our druthers, we would not do that. We would not do that. So we try to give you temporal satisfaction and pleasure at different times. Okay? What Dave Chappelle said, he said that men buy nice cars because women like nice cars. He say if women would sleep with men in a cardboard box, dudes would live in a cardboard box. He wouldn't even buy a house. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Jawad said, what about knitting? Yeah. Well, if you want to please your sheikh, you might want to knit. Some sheikhs want us to knit instead of be masculine. Okay. So anyway, with that being said, he said that the woman could simply say, if he says, let's say he initiates, he says, "What car do you like? Of my 30 some odd cars, which one do you like?" She in her wisdom as a woman, just getting to know him, trying to be his girl, his wife, or what have you. In wisdom, she should say, "Which one do you like? I want to see something. Which one do you like?" "Well, I like the yellow one." "You know what? That's my favorite one." I was afraid to say it because I thought you might say something different. But what you said is what I like the most. That woman touches his heart. You know, that woman touches his heart. You know, a man don't want to hear, "Oh, my last boyfriend had a red car. My last husband had a blue car." We don't want to hear that. You know, you can get out here, madam, and call that blue car, call that red car, for a ride home. And that particular type thing is just so simple with men. Okay, we demand exclusivity. We know we're not your first. Okay, in most cases, especially these days, but don't bring up that memory. Don't bring up that memory that prevents you from pair bonding as close as you should be able to. Okay, don't bring up that. So again, like I said, it's a simple thing. So coming into a man's frame is what women should do. And when women come into the man's frame, now you got the leader. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the work environment, okay? You got the leader, the manager, the boss. You got him satisfied. Now the employees can get raises and get breaks and they can get, "Hey, go and grab lunches on me today. Y'all go ahead and make whatever y'all like if you work at a restaurant or whatever, right? Or I'm going to order out. I'm going to order some wings. What kind of wings y'all like? I'm going to order, because you made the manager happy. And the manager's happy because his management is efficient. And that means the owner is going to be happy, which may bring him a raise and some accolades, so on and so forth. So again, you want to please the manager. You want to please your husband. Because if he is pleased, if he is happy, at the time of your death, you can enter not only Jannah through any door you choose, but in this life, you will have a sense of calm and security with yourself. The reason women are saving their coins and saving their money and so on and so forth, just in case there's a divorce, the reason they're doing that because there's no security there. It's not the man. 80%, 70 to 80%, all women, 80% of a certain group of women, initiate divorce. Men are not breaking our homes. Women are breaking the home. Okay? Women are breaking the home. For whatever reason they say. We know what the statistics say. I'm talking about for whatever reason they claim. Women are breaking the home. So we're not leaving the women. So you have security there. Men don't call. Look at the marriages that were called off. How many times it was the man? How many times? Look at the engagements that were called off. Look at the divorces. How many times was it the man? Very few times. Very low percentage. Okay? And if you look into why did you leave this woman, it wasn't because another younger, pretty, whatever one. A lot of older women, they became unbearable. Monogamy is unbearable. Monogamy is unbearable. You can deal with it for a period of time, but oh, y'all, Allah, monogamy is unbearable. Why would you submit yourself to monogamy? Even the people that made up monogamy, made it up out of thin blue air, they didn't even practice monogamy. Some of the most monogamous men in the West go to strip clubs and bars. Go hang out with the fellas. Some of the most monogamous men, flirting with the waitress, looking up the waitress skirt, looking up her shorts, her short shorts. This is what's happening, going to the VIP, getting lap dances, buying bottles, all this stuff. But he's faithful. He'll be at church. That's a Saturday night. He'll be at church Sunday morning. You know, he gonna stumble into church. And this is the problem that we have. So monogamy is a farce. It's a farce, okay? It's a farce. Certain situations call for one wife, but just because a man has one wife doesn't mean he's monogamous. I know that for a fact. I know a lot of brothers with one wife, they're not monogamous. They just haven't married a second or a third or a fourth. They just haven't. But getting past that, Jawad is saying about, the work husbands, okay? So you forgot to snap your fingers. MashaAllah. He said, I forgot to snap my fingers. He said, women have work husbands. Yeah. I was going to mention that, but I'm going to deal just with the bosses, because the bosses more equate the role of a husband than work husbands do. You know, work husbands are your equal most of the time. If your boss is your work husband, then that's problematic even for the Western work structure. They consider you a subordinate, so at any time you can scream grape. You know, you can scream hustle tussle or whatever they want to call it. You can scream that because you know, he didn't give you a raise. You gave him a raise, but he didn't give you one. You know, so nevertheless, when your husband is happy and not stressed, you can he can provide better, he can protect better. Okay, this is true. Scenario: imagine putting your maintenance above your car's maintenance. Imagine that. I know a lot of women do that. Imagine putting your maintenance above your car's maintenance. Real life example. I'll give you a real life example. My first children's mother called. She was near the house, about less than a mile away. Sadiq, I'm sorry to call you. I don't have no one else to call. My car ran hot. I was going to point B, leaving point A, going to point B, and my car ran hot. Could you come look at it for me? It might need antifreeze. So I go over, I look at the car and everything, and I said, well, it wasn't smoke. She said it was smoke coming from under the hood. I said it wasn't smoke, it was steam. I say, because I can't smell it now. I say, under your car there is some radiator fluid. I said, has it done this before? She said, oh yeah. She said, I took it to get my oil change, and the guys at the oil change place said that it needed a thermostat. I said, how long ago was this? She said 3 weeks. I said, they told you need a thermostat, and you went 3 weeks driving this car, and then you wonder why it's running hot. I say, look, future reference. Anybody ever say you need a thermostat? You get it. I say, do they do thermostats there? She said, yeah. I said, you shouldn't have driven your car away. You should have had your thermostat changed right then. I say, you know what happens if that thermostat doesn't have a fail safe and it doesn't lock or freeze open where water still can flow? It's going to freeze closed, which means water's not circulating through your engine, i.e. it becomes hot. Then you got head gasket breaks, head gasket cracks, engine cracks. That's what happens. New car time. And if your header cracks, then you might need a new engine anyway, because if you put a new header on there or just change the gasket or whatever, your engine might be cracked. So you pay all that money, $2,000-$3,000 to get your engine redone, rebuilt or whatever, and at the end of the day you still need another engine. It don't work because the engine's cracked. So this is a problem, especially with these newer cars, right? So with that being said, she called me for that particular reason, but she had her toes done and her nails done. You see what I'm talking about? She put her maintenance over her car's maintenance. So what was the result of that? She could have blown the engine on her car. Alhamdulillah, she made it home. She waited for a while, made it home, and she got the thermostat changed. I referred her to a mechanic that I use. Okay? So if a woman puts her maintenance over her car's needed maintenance, the car will break down. It'll cause more trouble than what it's worth. But long as she takes the car to regular maintenance and get the things fixed that qualified mechanics tell her that need fixed, then the car runs smoothly. Otherwise, you're on the side of the road and there's a lot of big problems. You got to get a whole nother car. How expensive is that? Thermostat ended up costing her just over $200 when she could have been paying, $20,000 for another car, used car. So with that being said, that scenario, imagine putting your happiness over your husband's happiness. A woman that puts her happiness over her husband's happiness. Now the marriage is broken. You think that's better? You think that's better? I know personally women that divorce, they're not doing better. They're not doing better, They're not doing, either they running over the dude, talking to other dudes, talking to dudes, playing the dude disguised as another dude, They doing all of that, They done downgraded intimately. They downgraded in knowledge of Islam. They downgraded in practice of Islam. They downgraded in all kinds of scenarios. Okay, they just downgrade. Okay, if not leave Islam itself, because they put their happiness over their husbands. A husband that fears Allah Ta'ala, as the ulama say, he said, women marry. The ulama said, women marry a man that has taqwa. Because if he loves you, he'll treat you very well. But even if he hates you, he won't oppress you. That's the security a man with taqwa gives you. Well, how many brothers got taqwa? Brothers have taqwa. Taqwa is not putting up with anything and everything. That's not taqwa, okay? Just in case we are confused. Brother Jawad said, send them some cats. Yeah, I'm thinking about investing in it. I can't invest in boxed wine, but I'm thinking about designing my own cat toys. I'll have them line up around the block. Get your cat toys. Since no man can stand you. Since no man can put up with you, no man can stand you, get your cat toys. Buy two, buy three free. I wouldn't even give them nothing. I say buy two, buy three free. Yeah, subhanallah. Yeah, but they say they don't need no man. Yeah, they don't need no man. They say I can hire somebody to cut my grass, a man. I can hire somebody to do security checks around the house, a man. If I'm in danger, I'll call the police, man. 99.9% of the time, you're gonna call a man if you call the police. Look at the ratio. So you need a man. If my sink leaks, I call a plumber, man. My electricity is acting up, I'll call an electrician, man. All that good stuff. Man. Hole in the wall, man. Lesbian. You don't call a man a lesbian, Anyway, enough with the jokes. If you, let's say you, again, if you put your maintenance over your car's maintenance, you will suffer greater harm in the end. If you put your happiness over your husband's happiness, you will suffer greater harm in the end. You'll be alone with a surplus of cat toys. Okay? With a surplus of cat toys. If you anger your husband, instead of pleasing him or trying to make him happy, you anger your husband and he leaves. He storms out of the house. Now you're unprotected. Okay? Let's say you leave in anger. Astaghfirullah, you can't leave. Astaghfirullah, you can't leave. And you walk out, you walk out. Now you, again, you're unprotected. He can't protect you in any scenario. He's gone because you ran him out the house, stressed him out, unprotected. You leave yourself unprotected. The same thing. At the end of the day, you are unprotected. No fault except your own. Okay. Now, Brother Jawad said that policeman story is sad. You talking about the one with the choo-choo? Those 5 officers ran the choo-choo? I think them same 5 officers that beat that man to death was the one that ran the choo-choo on that white officer, the white policewoman. I don't know if you're talking about that police woman or you're talking about a different one. SubhanAllah. Anyway, so what is the bigger sacrifice? Okay, what is the bigger sacrifice? You sacrifice as a woman your personal happiness in order to make that man happy, which allows him to function. Okay, it allows him to function. Okay, what is the bigger sacrifice? Sacrificing your personal happiness or your life? What is the bigger sacrifice? Sacrificing your personal happiness or your life? Well, I'm sure across the board, everyone is going to say sacrificing your life is bigger than sacrificing happiness. Okay, if that be true, then therefore the one that is obligated to sacrifice their life, which is the man, is more deserving that you strive to make him happy. He has to sacrifice his life. Can you at least sacrifice your personal happiness some of the time, at least? Not all of the time. I'm not talking about oppression. I'm not talking about oppression. We'll get into some of the details of what I'm talking about. She must come under and into his frame. Only accept them in your frame. Look, this is what I'm about, okay? I'm on this. If a Catholic girl proposes you, say, look, this is what I'm on, okay? This is what I'm on. And she has to come under that frame, that understanding. She had to become Muslim, but she had to come under, because lack of the half deen is no compulsion in the deen. Can't force someone to believe. But, she has to abide by these parameters or there's going to be a short marriage, okay? It's going to be a short marriage. She must come under his frame. She must. And so the marriage can survive, for the marriage to survive, okay? For instance, just examples, your shoe fetish is trivial. Well, I mean, I like to buy, I like to buy shoes. I like to buy at least a pair a week, Well, do you wear them out every week, Then we need to go to Planet Fitness. You wear them out every week? No. I just like to buy. So you like just to collect shoes. Do you know Allah Ta'ala says the wasters of the brothers of the shayateen? Okay? The wasters are the brothers of the shayateen. And that is considered wasting money. It literally is. You got a closet full of abaya and hijabs that khimar that you still got the price tag. You don't even wear them. You're just collecting because you have this addiction. Okay, your shoe fetish is trivial, okay? Come under that man's frame. And one sister said earlier, she said, well, that's broke men. Well, you don't get rich by wasting. A lot of people got rich and started wasting, but you don't get rich by wasting, okay? You don't get rich by wasting. So if a man has wealth, it may be nothing for him to let you just satisfy your shoe fetish, But if you're not focused on his happiness and you just focus on shoes, watch how it is in the end. You'll take some of that money the courts give you because he was a sucker, You'll take some of that money the courts give you and buy you a lot of cat toys, the high-end cat toys, okay? Your need to have the last word is trivial. He shouldn't have to say, what? What you say? He shouldn't have to say that. Shut up. Oh, no, nobody tell me this. I'm grown. Nobody tell me to shut up. I mean, tell me to be quiet. I say, long as there's silence. Long as there's silence at the end of the day. This is real. I'm talking about saving the marriage in case you haven't caught on to it. I'm talking about if you're attempting to get married, women come under that man's frame. Find out what he likes to eat. Find out what his diet is. If it's a healthy diet, adopt it. Okay? Cook what that man likes to eat. Adopt it. My son, excellent athlete, but he was born with one kidney. Okay? Well, they got, I forgot the football player. He was born one kidney too, I heard. He was a safety or a DB or something like that. Cornerback. But nevertheless, he was born with one kidney too. So it doesn't prevent him from being an all-star athlete. But nevertheless, when we found out, 'cause we used to drink soda sometimes, especially Ramadan and things like that, right? And Rogers Krumati, something Rogers Krumati, that's his name. The one that has the one kidney. But anyway, we found out that he had one kidney. We, as a family, no longer allowed soda in the house. Didn't drink it, didn't allow it in the house, because we adopted that diet for the sake of my son. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of our baby. We adopted the whole diet. It's nothing to find out what your man like, what he's on, You ain't gotta watch you can watch Housewives of Philadelphia or whatever. You can watch all that while he's gone, But if when he gets home from a hard day's work, okay, I don't care if the work was easy. He bringing home sustenance, okay? So he gets home. Don't worry about what you gonna watch. Let him watch what he wanna watch. Find out what he trying to do. Babe, I what time you getting home? I want to have your bed, your bath water ready. I want to have, what do you feel like eating? I just need an hour to prepare everything. So I'm giving you an hour. What do you like? What do you want prepared today to eat? We still got them leftovers, but if you don't want those, I'll make some, that's the least you can do. That's the least you can do. Okay? That's the least you can do. Nevertheless, your need to prove your value to other men. Aisha Curry, she said that men were not checking for her as much. I guess she wasn't getting cat calls and things like that. Well, they probably saying, you're a married woman. You're a married woman. You yellow idiot. That's probably what's in their mind. You're a married woman. And she like, I want men to like me. That type of thing, man. SubhanAllah. Okay. Said Jawad says they don't know how to be the peace. Yeah, a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. Okay. So your need to prove your value to other men is problematic. It's very trivial. Because you're busy trying to please other men, like the brother Jawad said, like your work husband or whatever, actually, like your boss. You strive to please your boss. If your boss said, look, I don't want no open-toe shoes, here. And if you wear open-toe shoes, them socks better be covering your feet. Yes, sir, boss. I'm gonna go to Dollar General and get some socks right now. Can I, on my lunch break? And my apologies. If your boss said wear hijab properly, I guarantee you'll wear hijab properly. If your boss said wear an overgarment, don't be showing your zinat, I guarantee she'll do it. So her need to prove her value to men other than her husband is problematic. That causes divorces. Well, he tells me I'm beautiful. Of course you're beautiful. You're naked. You're naked. He done finessed you out of your clothes, and now you're divorced, cuddling with cat toys. You got a big dog in your bed. You cuddling with a whole beast. Flatworms on the tongue. All kind of sicknesses attributed to that. But science will catch up one day. Muhammad sallallahu wasn't speaking trivial. Okay. So anyway, nevertheless, your need to please men other than your husband is problematic, very problematic. And, and pleasing your boss seems to be second nature. They say, well, that's how I get the bag. So the bag is over your marriage, and that's the problem. That now you know why the divorce rate is so high. It's not because of men's abuse. If you say the divorce rate is high because men are abusing women, why are women becoming lesbians? Less beings, B-E-I-N-G. They becoming lesbians. Why are they becoming lesbians when lesbians have the highest rates of domestic violence? Somebody just posted a video of a lesbian trying to stab her girlfriend. Stabbed her in the hand, she covered up with the blanket, poking at the blanket, hitting the knife on her leg and stuff like that. This is lesbians. You know, lesbians are doing that. They have the highest rates of domestic violence. So the women say, I don't mess with men no more because my last boyfriend, or my last husband, whatever, was violent, physically violent. So I'm a lesbian. So now you're a lesbian and they are more violent. Where's the logic in that? Can't even consummate. All y'all can do is never mind. Anyway, so with that being said, she readily comes under her boss's frame. She readily comes under her boss's frame without hesitation. Without hesitation, she readily comes under her boss's frame. It's in the syllabus. It's in the, whatever that thing is they give you, the orientation booklet for whatever job. It's there. So you read that orientation, okay, you dress like this, enter work using the staggering method, means one comes in, one leaves, one comes in, one leaves, the staggering method, stuff like that. So production doesn't go down, all of these different parameters that are set up. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, brother Amir. So all these parameters are set up and she abides by every single one on the job. So if she can come under the boss's frame, her work description, why don't she come under the description that Allah Ta'ala gave her in order to save the marriage or to make the impending marriage successful? Okay? Why won't she do that? Okay? Why not? Why not? Okay, Brother Jawad says what she means by physically violent, all he did was tell her to get on a treadmill. No, he probably purchased a treadmill. He probably purchased one. And that's almost like abuse. That's almost like you're going to hit upside the head with the treadmill. Don't do that. Anyway. And if you are already in it, it means you're in a situation and she refuses to fall under your frame. Listen to this. If you are already in a situation where she is refusing to fall into your frame, you're already in it. You're already in it. You made a bad choice already. So now you got to deal with it. Don't deal with it monogamously. That's for suckers. Okay. And if you're already in it and she is usurping your authority as a man, the authority that Allah Ta'ala gave you, okay? Schedule days when she protects. Look, babe, since I can't be a man, I can't be a man with you because you are, you are exuding masculine energy and showing me masculine traits. I'm hearing it, I'm seeing it. Because of that, then I'm going to protect on Mondays, Tuesdays, let's say Thursdays, Fridays. You got Wednesdays and the weekend. You protect on those days. Because look, if it's going to be two dudes in the house, somebody, look, man, somebody, two dudes in the house, I ain't got to be the one to go out all day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to be the one to go out every time and see what the noise is outside. You go out sometime, You go out sometime. And if you're already in it and she refused to come under your frame and she's usurping your authority, designate certain bills for her to pay based on her level of masculinity. Rate her masculinity on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay. If she reaches 10, then she has to pay. She has to maintain. She has to pay all the bills. So if she, let's say, out of 10 days, she shows masculinity like 3 of those days, then that's 30% of the bills. 33. 30. Let's say 32, 31% of the bills. Let her pay. 33. 33. Let her pay 33% of the bills if she is displaying masculine behaviors, you know. So tally up the bills and get 0.30 is times whatever the bills are, and that'll give you the percentage of the bill that she should be paying. Okay? That's the percentage of the bill she should be paying. You got to turn it to decimal, turn the percentage to decimal, and then, you know, that's how you get the percentage she should pay. Okay? Because bills have to match her level of masculinity. That's just to be fair. That's just to be fair. Or she can allow you to be the authority, you to be masculine, you to be the boss, you to be the manager, you be the protector, and you'll be the provider at the same time. And if she passes away before you, Allah, and you are pleased with her, Allah will allow her to enter Al-Jannah through any door that she chooses. What a reward. What a reward. Or you can keep your attitude. You can keep your masculinity. You can keep trying to be right. You can keep trying to have the last word. You can keep being focused on yourself only. You know? Or you can keep doing that. And we'll see where that gets you. Jawad says, I would just get another wife and spend time with her while the other one can reflect on her behavior. Reflect on her behavior and do push-ups. Reflect on her behavior and do, curls. Curl the dumbbells. Squat Olympic weight. She can get all masculine enough for her lesbian relationship after you. Because, that second wife, I want a divorce. I want a divorce. What about your husband's happiness? What about your husband's happiness? Again, what's the biggest sacrifice? I sacrifice some happiness or sacrificing a life. You would all unanimously agree that sacrificing a life is a greater sacrifice than sacrificing happiness. So if a man has to sacrifice his life for you, by the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, can you at least strive, at least try to make him happy? Stop worrying about your happiness so much. Stop worrying about your happiness so much. He goes out. He deals with the world. He might not like his boss. He might, have stories about, man, I started to break his jaw today, but I swallowed my pride. I know I need the job. Got to take care of you and my family. I got to take care of you and take care of my children. Okay? So he put all that aside, the joy of breaking his boss's jaw, he put that to the side to make it home to you with a check to pay your bills, which provides shelter, food, and protection that the man offers in and of himself. Okay? He did all that. And you can't at least try to make him happy? Subhanallah. That's what we're dealing with. That's today. That's today. And that's all I have on the subject, unless you all have something else to input. If not, I'll move on to the DDP, delusional dating profile of the week. Look at this one. This is a doozy. Scoot to the side. Bam. Now this is a nice looking white woman. She doesn't look too toe up. Okay. That's a compliment. Okay, this is Kim. Kim is 45. 45. Okay. She says, very easygoing. Hate drama. Looking for someone who is ready to build something serious. Spoiler alert. You know what? I should be doing this because you guys are reading it way ahead of me. And it's ruining the suspense. So I'm gonna start scrolling it from now on. I guess you all got this one already because it's short. Who is ready to build something serious? Spoiler alert. She ain't serious. She ain't serious. I love the beach. My family, my critters. My family, my critters. She divorced this man She divorced this man. Now she's looking for someone, okay? I have a great relationship with my ex. Listen to that. I have a great relationship with my ex, but they can't be married. But they can't be married. She's insufferable. He can't deal with her. She did not make him priority as far as happiness, okay? So, I have a great relationship with my ex. He's my best friend. He, the ex, the one that she didn't want, is her best friend. You see that? See, she can please her friends, but she can't please her husband. She can please her friends, but she can't please her husband. Her critters are her fur babies, okay? That big old dog in the bed, that suspicious big dog in the bed. People talked about that, you know. I thought that was a man. Well, in some circles. So she belonged to the streets. In Future's voice. So she says, he's my best friend, okay? If you are not okay with that, listen, men, she done ruined the first marriage. Now she wants another relationship. You see under that? It says looking for long-term relationship. They don't have the looking for marriage option. They don't have that. They have looking for long-term relationship. That's the closest you'll get to marriage. But a lot of these people are saying looking for long-term relationship that leads to marriage. That's what they're saying. Okay, you know, Kafirs, they give up. They make the juice before they get married. A lot of times, Muslims, we're forbidden to do that. He is my best friend. If you are not okay with that, I'm not the one for you. So, look. Okay, Kevin Samuels got cursed out and called a GD lie for saying that why make such a big deal about your husband being with another woman? Of course, he was kafir. We're not going off of his sunnah, his belief. We're saying that I'm just quoting him, but you can look at it from an Islamic point of view and say, why are you so uptight about your husband or so disturbed about your husband getting a second wife? Why are you so disturbed with that? Especially if the woman has ex-husbands, ex-boyfriend, or she has children from a previous marriage. A previous relationship, we would call it America, right? So if she has children from a previous relationship, your husband is already sharing you with children. And, bruh, you ever tried to make the juice and she got children by other dudes? A dude or other dudes? You gotta wait for the kids to go to sleep to make the juice. You can't, sometimes you can't even hold her. The kid will walk up and grab the mama, or they'll hit you. Leave my mama alone. Sometimes your own kids will do that when they're young. They'll hit you. Leave my mama alone. You trying to just hug and kiss her. I'm telling you. But she got children by another man, which those men have a relationship with her if they're not deceased, okay? They have a relationship with her, and you got children, and she's telling you to be monogamous. She's asking you to be monogamous. You're not monogamous. You poly. You got poly kids and poly exes. You poly. So you're asking me to be monogamous. That chemical women release when they're intimate with a man, you ain't have no more of that. I don't think they sell that at Macy's. It might be on Amazon. You might buy the spray. But you don't even have that chemical no more. So you can't pair bond with me. But we gonna deal with each other on that level. But don't ever ask me to do no sucker stuff like be monogamous. Don't ever ask me nothing like that. You know why? Because it's not in my nature. It's not in a man's nature. Men do a lot of things that are not in their nature. We make candles and we go painting with you. We go to museums. We go to museums. If your man like to go to the museum, then he's going there to find another man. I'm just catching to say that. I'm just kidding. It's possible. It happens. Okay. A lot of them dudes like museums. Jawad says, doesn't like drama, but also have, an ex in the relationship. Yeah, best friend. Bruh, what man that likes a woman is cool with her having male friends? What man that likes, like, if I don't like you, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do. I told one the other day, man, I don't care what you do. Ex, I told her, I don't care what you do. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I don't care. Like, I don't have a care in the world. Like, I really don't care what you do. Okay? I really don't care what you do. So, anyway, it says, give her another 15 years. Yeah. More than likely, she probably needs that long. But anyway, so she says, he is my best friend, her ex. I have a great relationship with my ex. He's my best friend. If you are not okay with that, I'm not the one for you. You're not the one for anyone. Now, I wish she would have put in the profile like a lot of women do. I ain't no sneaky link. I ain't no friend with benefit. I ain't no one night stand. Da 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 da. I'm looking for something long term and da da. She did say long term, all that. But you gotta accept this dude in my life that knows me intimately. Like the olden days, they say, he has knowledge of her. He knows how her insides look. Okay? He know how her insides look. Yet you got to share her with him. Man, come on now. Come on now. She don't even deserve to be a fourth wife. And I'm not saying fourth wives are diminished. They're actually not. A fourth wife can be your best wife. You never know. I'm saying. But nevertheless, I'm saying as an afterthought, because I remember when I had two, I didn't want three. But this sister, she like, please marry my daughter. Please marry my daughter. My daughter need a good Muslim brother to teach her Islam. And I said, well, tell her find somebody else. Well, she don't like nobody else. She like you. I said, boy, something wrong with her eyesight. I took her to Lens Crafters. Yeah, you got to go to Lens Crafters if you like me. But nevertheless, yeah, that's what it is, man. I mean, it's crazy. You got to share her with the kids and the ex. Because they're best friends. They besties. You know? You know? That's what's going to happen. Go home with that AIDS on your lips, like Eddie Murphy used to say. He apologized for saying that. Oh, man, sucker stuff. Always apologizing for something. But anyway, nevertheless, that's all that I have. That is the delusional dating profile of the week. And thank you all for viewing and commenting, keeping me company. I'm a lonely individual. So that's all that I have, inshallah. I'll try to be more consistent. I got some else that I'm about to do, some shorts, TikTok and YouTube shorts. I'm going to get into that in order to build the audience, inshallah ta'ala. But look for it. It's not the same thing. It's something different. Something different, okay? And Yani, we'll talk about that. But anyway, this has been your brother Saad Imam for X Factly. Tune in next week, inshallah ta'ala. I'll have a new topic and I'll post it just in the nick of time to give you time to decide to watch it or not. Please share it, like it, comment, whatever people ask you to do. Send it to the government. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.